Please rise to the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of
The
United
United States of America,
and to the republic
which stands
one
one
nation,
nation, under God,
indivisible.
with liberty and justice.
For all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations, so that those who make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, give this back to Mr. Ryan here.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jim.
Ready for this, on this rainy day for a change? We don't get enough rain.
Jim, how you doing?
Good. Roll calls. Mr. Belusko,
Here.
Mr. Marconi,
Here.
Ms. Gilbert McBride,
Present.
Mr. Brooks.
Here.
And Mr. Barrett here. Also in attendance tonight is, this afternoon, is Mayor George Brown, Administrator Charlie McCormick, Assistant City Attorney Maureen Collins, City Attorney Tim Henry, Director of Operations Butch Fraudy, and Assistant City Clerk Catherine Payne, and Administrative Assistant Lisa Sanfilippo,
Joyce.
and Joyce Zakowski, Director of OCD.
And Tyler Ryan. Tyler Ryan, Jim.
Ryan.
Tyler.
Tyler Ryan, okay, and Tyler Ryan also. Thank you, Mayor. All right, Bill. Did you want, let me,
You want to read that?
yeah.
One item on the agenda.
Just a couple of comments. Good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon special session of City Council for the purpose of council's consideration of the second reading of the Office of Community and Economic Development's Action Plan / Budget. The meeting was duly advertised for this purpose and this purpose alone. The advertisement also stated that only comments relative to the Community Development Action Plan / Budget can be accepted from the public. Well, we did have as I'm sure everyone knows, we did have a number of comments from only 3 individuals. But only one of the questions from one person could possibly be relative to the advertised topic.
One from 2 people.
And, right. And the only question from another person is not relevant to the advertised topic at all. And then the third person has a number of questions. Okay, we'll read all questions submitted on a single advertised topic during the public comments portion of the meeting. The general non-topic specific comments submitted will be forwarded to City Council for consideration at the next general council meeting. All right.
You're gonna read them, Bill?
Thank you, Jim. Yes, from public comments. First one is, let's start with Mr. Carr. And Mr. Carr, Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, Jason Carr, Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. His question relative to the item on the agenda is why was there no money allocated for rental assistance for the common citizen in the COVID-19 grant money, but bars that serve food were allocated funding? Comment? Joyce, maybe you can.
Yeah, Bill, the rental assistance not eligible activity for this fund. So it's not eligible for the fund, meaning rental assistance, okay? Once again, rental assistance is not an eligible activity for these funds to use this grant.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, that was guidelines by the federal government, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and from Sam Troy, a little bit longer question, actually multiple questions broken down. The agenda question, he would like to know, this is Sam Troy Wilkes-Barre, would like to know whether any of the $588,000 for infrastructure improvement designated in the CDGG grant, CDGG money, I'm just going by what he actually says here, can be used for tree planting.
Bill, the answer,
Okay, well, let's go one at a time with the questions then, Mayor.
yeah, the answer is no, Bill.
Okay. Short answer, okay. Okay, next part of his question, what are some examples of public services that the $159,000 CDBG money can be used for?
Well, the services range from men and women's shelters, Meals on Wheels, counseling, et cetera. Some eligible expenses as determined by the regular community block grant development money that will keep them operating during this pandemic and help them to prepare and prevent and respond to COVID-19.
Okay, council, any questions on that? Okay. Next part of his questions, what are some ways that the $518,000 of COVID-19 money for special economic development assistance, misspelled, can be used for? Answer to that, not quite sure what he's asking. A little background noise there from somewhere, sounds like a phone. Mayor, okay. I'll move on. Does anyone know whether businesses that are in the KOZ classification can get some of this money? Are they
Okay.
eligible?
So I thought that was all, one question. So first of all, the city anticipates a loan program specifically designated to for-profit businesses, focusing on small businesses to retain low, moderate income jobs in the city of Wilkes-Barre. And nonprofits such as Wilkes and Kings do not qualify for this program.
They answered everything.
When will the specifics of the breakdown of this COVID-19 budget be prepared?
And part of that, Bill, explains it.
All right, yeah, the second part of that question. Right now, it seems to be a very vague proposition. He doesn't feel that KOZ businesses should have as much access to this money as the non-KOZ businesses. Also, are Kings of College going to have access to any of this money?
I already answered that, Bill. I answered both questions with the two answers I provided.
Okay. The last part of his questions reads, also are residents and taxpayers who have lost their jobs or who are undergoing economic hardship eligible for any money in either area of this grant?
No, Bill, they're not.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I'd like to elaborate, just for clarification purposes, the emergency relief loan program that we put together for the restaurants.
Sure.
Okay, that is not associated to this CDBG grant. That was, the funds for that were allocated from an old account that we had. It's nothing to do with this CDBG grant that you're voting on tonight. So I want to qualify that entirely different program together.
Okay. Questions from council? And we'll give it back to Mr. Ryan for the formal vote.
Okay, again, on the one subject, final council number 4 of 2020. Motion second, vote is needed. Motion,
Motion.
John Marconi.
That was Mr. Brooks that motioned, and I will second it.
Okay,
Who seconded it?
John seconded it, John, and Tony made the motion. Sorry, I couldn't tell where it was coming from.
It's okay.
Okay, the vote is Mr. Belusco,
Yes.
Mr. Marconi,
Yes.
Ms. Gilbert McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes.
and Mr. Barrett.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Go back to the council members. Okay, Mike, we're gonna go start with you. Do you have any questions or
I just
comments?
have actually a curiosity question for Butch. Butch is in the room, correct? Butch, I see on the news where surrounding communities are finding that their tipping fees for garbage, being that we're all under this COVID-19, it seems that people are cleaning out their basements and attics and what have you, and it's increasing the garbage in the city as a whole. And I see that multiple towns around us are suffering that same issue. Have you seen it in Wilkes-Barre?
Yeah, actually, yes, we have, Councilman. We've seen an uptick late March, all of April. It's a significant number. It's somewhere around 19 to 20% higher now than it was this time last year. And it's going to get even higher in my view because we are now recycling products proper. So you'll see an uptick there. We'll have numbers, I'm hoping, by the end of this month, which is today, but we by the time we compile the numbers, it takes about a week or 10 days.
Okay, thank you, Butch. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Marconi.
Just a quick question for the mayor. Mayor, just want to know how the roof is coming along.
It's a great question, Councilman. We met with Panzita Construction today, and because of the inclement weather we've had over the last couple of days, we've had to extend the work on the roof. So there's work to be done. Almost the entire building is covered in scaffolding. But what set us back, John, was the weather and so forth. And like today, they couldn't go up there today. We were counting on them being there today. They may not be able to go up tomorrow. So that's been pushing things back even further. It's coming along. They still have to put the membrane up and everything, but we can't do that with this weather that we're dealing with. So they're doing a great job. Really are. The workers that are working up there are doing a wonderful job, but they're just limited as far as the weather, and it's taking longer than we anticipated. It really is.
I certainly appreciate your comment there, Mayor, and hopefully this weather will start cooperating with us. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. McBride.
Sure. Two things. Number one, I'd like to thank Joyce and the administration for all of their work on this budget, as well as taking my concerns into consideration and ensuring that nonprofits will be able to receive the help that they need by making this a fluid budget over the summer months. So thank you for that. Secondly, I know that there's a lot of everything right now on our plates, but based on what we've been hearing regarding social distancing matters, it seems that this way of life may not completely go away anytime soon. In that vein, I think it would behoove the city to prioritize credit card payments for city taxes to increase convenience and social distancing, to keep both our residents and our city workers safe. I also believe that this might increase our collection rates just because of the convenience factor of it all. So is this something that the administration could look into?
Beth, excuse me, Councilwoman, we did originally look into it when we put the proposal out there to deliver bags to senior citizens, as you were all aware of. We're not equipped to do that right now because initially what we wanted to do was have these folks pay for the blue bags, with a credit or a debit card, and in that way we don't have to worry about a check. But we don't have that ability right now. We were going to look into it, and then guess what happened? We got a pandemic, it got even worse, and then the roof blew off, and then all this other stuff. So it's something we were looking at, but I can't guarantee, Councilwoman, when that will take place. We did look at looking into it, but other things sort of prevented us from doing that. But it's on the radar, if I can say that, but I can't give you a definitive time when we can do that, if we can do it. But we did acknowledge it's something nice when we started selling the bags to elderly and handicapped people.
Okay, and this includes payments for city taxes as well?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Whether it's for bags or city taxes, it would be,
Okay.
we'd have to, seek out and make sure that it meets our needs But yeah, it would be used for multiple purposes once we could secure that, but we just got so many other things on our plate right now. It's
Sure.
something, we're looking at it, but I can't tell you when we'll get to do that, honestly.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Is that all?
Yep, that's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Brooks?
I just have, I want to make sure I thank Butch and the DPW guys that helped with cleaning up the residential cleanup that was on Spruce Street. That was very appreciated. And I had 4 other issues that from constituent concerns, but Charlie McCormick already took care of them. So thank you, Charlie. Nothing else, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. And I know that the mayor and all of his staff have been keeping us informed on pretty much a daily basis. And we certainly appreciate that. We appreciate all that you and your staff, your administration, your entire administrative team, and all of the city workers are doing. But most importantly, that communication that is so important, so that we know, as well as everyone else, as to what is actually going on, the state of the city, and it is very much appreciated. So please keep that going. We never mind taking any calls and communicating with you at every opportunity. So again, thank you for all that. I'm sure that everyone else agrees. Final questions, comments? Attorney Henry, anything from this room?
No, I have nothing.
Thank you to our IT staff again for helping us get together. We'll be, again, we're going back on our May schedule. The tentative plan now is our next council meeting, for the record, will be May the 14th. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, that would be Thursday, be
Right.
combined session on Thursday, May 14th, and we're going to stick again with 4 p.m. Anybody has any comments on that, or get back to me, any questions, or think that there may be a better way of doing that, I'm more than happy to listen to that as well.
Bill,
Okay, well, Mayor, you have some comments?
Bill?
Did you have some closing comments, Mayor?
Yeah, I just want to say, is your intention to continue to have this meeting through this YouTube situation?
For right now, I think unless depending on how the social distancing thing goes, and if there's a way that we can actually do this from City Hall altogether, again, I don't see the public being involved any time in the near future, unless something should change during the month of May, but tentatively we'll go with pretty much the same format for right now.
Well, I was going to suggest you think that way, because I can't say City Hall is going to be ready by that time. So
Yes, I think we're pretty much going to be right where we are right now on May 14th. Can only hope that things get better quicker, but as you said, Mayor, between the pandemic and the issues in City Hall, the building itself, I think it's best to assume that we're going to be doing this on May 14th.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, just real quick, you did say 4 p.m., correct?
4 p.m., John, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, stay dry, and talk to you soon. Meeting
Take
adjourned.
care, all.
Thank you.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks.